All right, we are back with another live stream, and a lot to talk about as we are all snowed in on this. What is it? Monday. I'm losing track of everything. On this Monday night, school is back tomorrow somehow, but that's another story. I'm sure a lot of you are struggling to get to and from work, but there are sports to be talked about. Okay, there are more important things in the world going on right now than snow. Okay, there's a lot going on in spring training, and that's more important. And USA Hockey and the Knicks and a whole bunch of other stuff. So, yeah, we will just get right into it. I actually wanted to also head live maybe on TikTok. I don't know. Um, Give me 1 second here. If you are watching this later, I'm sorry for the slow start today. Sorry about that. Okay, just wanted to go live for 1 second. I probably should have did this beforehand, but is what it is. Is today Monday? Yeah, it is Monday. Okay, I'm really losing my track of my time here. Anyway, sorry about that. Yeah, I just wanted to get into spring training. If you're watching on TikTok, we are also live on YouTube. Call-in number is down below on YouTube. So, I wanted to get into spring training a little bit. I wanted to get into hockey a little bit. I don't talk much about hockey. Uh, I have in the past, but with how bad the Rangers are, and that being the team I cover a lot, there hasn't been much hockey to talk about or speak about at that point. Sorry, I'm all set up now. I'm set up on TikTok. So, Yankees and Mets played the other day. Obviously, not a real game. We are talking about spring training here. But Yankees offense so far in spring training looks like they have some serious weapons. I wanted to look into Spencer Jones a little bit. I have his Savant page. I'll pull it up right here. So Spencer Jones last year, or I guess I'll use his what do you call baseball reference page instead. So Spencer Jones looked really good in the minors last year. He clearly has power. If we look in 2025, he hit, what was it, 16 bombs, had a 984 OPS across the. Oh, that was in Double A. I got to look at his entire. Had a 932 OPS, excuse me. For the in the minors last year, plenty of power in Spencer Jones's bat. I believe Spencer Jones is, from what the initial reports on him have been, are pretty uh, big power, swing and miss kind of guy. I personally think Spencer Jones is very similar to someone that we know, and that special someone is Aaron Judge. If anyone remembers, when Aaron Judge broke out into the MLB, Spencer Jones, excuse me, when Aaron Judge broke out into the MLB, he couldn't hit. He was a lot of swing and misses, a lot of strikeouts. He had the power, clearly at 6'7" to whatever he is. Um, he was swinging and missing. He went to a private hitting coach. You know, that's a separate story. But he is now the Aaron Judge that we know and love today. The similarities with Spencer Jones and Aaron Judge are definitely there. Uh, Spencer Jones is a big swing and miss guy, very big swing and miss guy. But similar to Judge, is 6'7", 200 something pounds. He has more than enough power to actually make an impact. And if anyone had seen that home run that he hit a couple days ago, boy, was it a piss missile, is what I like to call them. Absolutely destroyed, 400 plus. So Spencer Jones is a legitimate bat or legitimate prospect in this Yankees lineup next year or this upcoming season. I truly believe Spencer Jones won't make an immediate impact. I don't know. Maybe Yankee fans out there watching or listening can let me know in the comments or call in. I don't know if he will make the opening day roster next year. I certainly hope he does, just because I think it's very important to get those kind of guys a lot of at-bats early on in the season. That way they're not called up in, I don't know, June or July when someone gets hurt and they're asked to make an immediate impact. And then it's a lot of pressure on them. And then it's a lot of pressure on the team. It's a lot of pressure on him. A slow start could fault the rest of his career. So, it's a delicate situation when you have a prospect with raw talent such as Spencer Jones. Another player on my watch list for the Yankees this year is Luis Gil, or Hill, however you want to say it. According to the stats, Gil did not have an amazing year last year. I know he had the Rookie of the Year, but I think it needs to be looked into maybe a little bit more, what Luis Gil has to offer here in the major leagues, because I will show you in a minute here. I like to look at their Savant pages. If you don't know what Baseball Savant is, it uses advanced stats and analytics and that whole fun shebang, whatever you want to call it. So if we look at Luis Gil, or Hill, I don't know how to pronounce it, on paper, face value, 3.32, 4-1, granted was hurt, but 11 starts, you're like, okay, face value, you're just thinking, hey, this is the former Rookie of the Year in 2024, 3.3 ERA, sure, great. What worries me a little bit about him are these stats over here. His expected ERA is in the 13th percentile, not good. Expected batting average against him, not great. Fastball velo's fine. The average exit velo is not great at all, getting hit badly. Not getting hit badly, but the ball's going very fast is pretty much what that means when someone is when talking about average exit velocity. Chase rate, 1 in the first percentile, so no one's swinging and missing, pretty much. Hence the average exit velo being bad. Whiff rate, same thing. No one's really missing, swinging and missing. Not striking out people at a great clip. Walking a lot of people. Barrels, is fine. Right in the league average there. Hard hit percentage speaks for itself. Ground ball percentage, not getting a lot of ground balls. So it's things like this. This is a complete overreaction a little bit. Again, he had 11 starts last year, so it's not like I'm saying that Gil or Hill is going to be bad next year. I just think it's something to watch for. I think it's something to look at. A lot of times, those expected stats, a lot of people don't like to use them. A lot of people do like to use them. I personally like to use them not to evaluate a player, but just to see what kind of year that they truly had, because sometimes face value stats aren't always there. With guys like Aaron Judge and Ohtani, you don't really have to look at that kind of thing. You just know how good they are. But I think that is something to watch for with the Yankees starting rotation next year. I think that it is to be, I don't know. I don't know how this Yankees rotation is going to be, because is it overrated? Again, this is not a Yankee bias thing. I'm just talking baseball here. Rodon was kind of the same thing. I'd actually like to take a look at Rodon as well, because boy, am I wrong there. Rodon had an excellent year, according to the Savant that I'm looking at right now, which I will share. Pitching run value was in the 97th percentile. Expected ERA, 79th, fine. Expected batting average against them, fine. Fastball velo, who really cares? I don't care as long as you're getting people out. That's all that really matters. Everything looks good here. Everything looks great, actually. So Carlos Rodon, 309. I'm taken back a little bit. Okay, that's great. So yeah, listen. I don't think there's much to worry about with the Yankees rotation. I believe I talked about it a couple days ago. I believe that my concern with this Yankees team comes in the form of the offense, which is funny because they had the number one offense in baseball last season. The Yankees always just find a way to be relevant and keep their playoff floats or hopes alive every single year. But yeah, back to Spencer Jones. We spoke about him in the beginning of the podcast. Yeah, it's gonna be tough if he gets called up and has to start right away. They're kind of in a handicap situation there with Bellinger and Judge are 1,000% in the outfield. Do they start Dominguez? Do they give Dominguez a short leash? Do they bring in Spencer Jones to DH? Is Dominguez going to DH because he was absolutely terrible in left field last year? That's another player we could look at together right now because he had a very interesting year. Let me pull up Jason Dominguez really quick. There we go. Jason Dominguez was not awesome last year. He's hitting the ball hard. I guess that's a plus. He's got good bat speed, decent bat speed. That's a plus. For his semi-first full season in the MLB, 10 home runs, 719 OPS, which is above league average. I wouldn't worry about it too much. This worries me more than anything, like I said. So, I mean, it looks like he will DH. Sprint speed's fine. Got a great arm. I don't know. Very weird player. This is who they called Dominican Babe Ruth. I remember when he was drafted at whatever it was, 16 years old as a Yankee. Need a big step up from Dominguez in 2026 if this Yankees team has serious playoff hopes, and not to make the playoffs and to win it all is what the Yankee fans have been dying for 15 years now. Yankees aren't used to not winning for this long, and it's been a bit of a drought, and there's no denying that. So that's it with the Yankees for now, unless someone watching on YouTube or TikTok would like to call in, leave a comment, ask a question. But if not, we will move on to the Mets. Mets is kind of the same old. I've been kind of talking about it all offseason. But in new news today, Tobias Myers, we got a first look at him in a Mets uniform. I think he pitched 3 innings. I'll pull up the exact stat line. I believe it was 3 innings. But he didn't give up a run. I know that. And he looked pretty good today here in spring training. So let me pull that up real quick. Tobias Myers. I can't find his stats from today, but it's really not that big of a deal. Tobias Myers was really a throw-in in that Freddie Peralta trade, which is very funny because when I saw that they were getting an extra player, I thought it would just be like a bum prospect or, I don't know, a bench player, a random reliever. But when I saw that it was Tobias Myers that the Mets had gotten in addition to Freddie Peralta, I was shocked and happy because Tobias Myers, for any Met fans out there watching, if you don't remember, he was the one who shut us down in Game 3 of the wild card in Milwaukee when a certain player that we don't talk about anymore hit a 3-run homer. You know that whole story. But he was the one shutting us down, and he looked phenomenal. In 2024, he was also starting, and last year he wasn't. He was in the bullpen. One thing I really, really like about Tobias Myers is that he has no problem coming out of the bullpen. He said it. He said, if you want me to come out of the bullpen, I will. If you want me to start, I will. So a lot is to be liked here, but there is obviously a lot to not like too. I like that he wasn't walking a lot of people. I like that he was they weren't finding a lot of barrels. I like that the off-speed looked well. He looked well in spring training today. Definitely took a step back, though, last season as he wasn't starting. Maybe he had come up as a starter. I really don't know so much about Tobias Myers in that sense, but he certainly wasn't as good in the bullpen last year than he was in 2024 when he was starting. But I'm very interested to see how the Mets use Tobias Myers this season. Will they use him as a starter? Will they use him as a long reliever? Obviously, pitchers always get hurt, so it's never bad to have pitching depth. But I think that's a player to watch for. That's kind of what this is turning into here. This live is just players to watch for the Mets and Yankees next season so far. But yeah, so I'm not saying this guy's going to win a Cy Young. That's not what I'm trying to get at. What I'm trying to get at here is Thank you. 2 innings, 3 hits, and 3 Ks. Yeah, so not bad at all. So 2 and a third, 3 hits, 3 Ks. It's fine. Again, spring training. I'm not looking into that too much. Tobias Myers was, again, a throw-in that Freddie Peralta trade. So it's not like we're over-evaluating him there. Another player I would like to look out for is, I don't know, I'm not trying to say that this is a I guess, valuable thing. It is valuable, but in spring training, the first 2 games, Nick Mortabito, I believe I'm pronouncing that right. If I'm not, please let me know. Third base prospect or infield, outfield prospect for the Mets. In the top 100, if I'm remembering correctly. Another player to look out for. Does he have a chance of playing this season? Not unless 3 infielders get hurt, because the Mets have a ton of depth and a lot of competition. Another thing I wanted to talk about here as we are early into spring training. The Mets' depth right now, it's kind of a good problem to have, but you have guys like MJ Melendez, who else? Mike Tauchman, Ronnie Mauricio, maybe even Nick Mortabito, like I said. Again, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I was about to say Jet Williams, but I forgot we had traded him. Even Beatty and Vientos, like these guys, everyone's going to have to fight this season to stay on the team. That left field spot is kind of open. Is it open to Benj? Is it open to MJ Melendez? I'm sorry, not left field, right field. That right field spot, I should say, is wide open right now. In opening day, I could see MJ Melendez starting. I could see Mike Tauchman starting. I could see Carson Benj starting. I could see Brett Beatty starting in right field. Like, this is going to be interesting to see how this Mets offense and defense is aligned come opening day. Will MJ Melendez really be like, will he revive his career? Probably not. I haven't really loved what I've seen out of MJ Melendez since he came into the league. I don't really love that he was an old prospect, and I'm kind of really sick and tired of trying to revive careers when you're trying to win a World Series. But nonetheless, it's a low risk, high reward signing. I mean, what are they paying him? $1 million? Just cut him loose if he ever starts to fade, which I'm sure he will if he even gets playing time. But like Mike Tauchman, who has posted a .330 plus on base percentage in the past 3 seasons, is definitely a name to watch, to look out for going into opening day. I think he will crack the opening day roster. Having a league veteran like that around on the bench or even in the starting lineup is not the worst thing in the world. He didn't play that much last year as a White Sox, played internationally when he was struggling the MLB. Something worked overseas because he came back and has been a pretty good, solid Major League Baseball player. So that's that. Again, anyone watching live right now or watching in the post-production, I guess, if you will, leave a comment if you want me to answer any more Mets questions or prospect questions or spring training. I'm usually all over that stuff. I kind of live and breathe baseball more than any other sport, but that's not all I live and breathe. I still pay attention to everything going on in New York City and all of our sports that are failing us. I don't know, but they're there. We'll say that. Some have a chance, some don't. Luckily, Jets and Giants are out of sight, out of mind for the time being up until the draft. Don't care to talk about either of them at all. Nothing to say. I hope there's no news. No news is good news with those 2 franchises. Getting into the Knicks a little bit. Knicks are looking to end February strong. They can't beat the Pistons, so that's a bit of a problem. Season sweep on the year. Lost 3-0. Point differential was insane. It's been a very weird Knicks season so far. They're clearly not bad. They clearly have playoff or championship aspirations, as they should. I don't know if Mike Brown is the problem. I don't know if he's the reason for some struggles, I guess you could say. They haven't struggled too much this season. Again, basketball, like any other sport, there's a lot of every other sport besides football. There's a lot of games played. You're gonna be cold. You're gonna be hot. I know in basketball it's kind of different. You aren't always going to, be like a baseball season or a hockey season where you're completely hot and cold throughout the year. Like basketball, if you're that dominant, you're kind of that dominant sometimes. Knicks haven't been fully dominant this season, but I've talked about it countless times this year with how weak the Eastern Conference is this season. There should be no reason that the Knicks couldn't believe in their head that they are coming out champions out of the East, and all they have to do is win 4 games after that. Granted, like I just spoke about, they have lost 3 games to the Pistons this season, completing the season sweep of the Knicks. That's a bit of a problem when you are chasing them. They are the 1 seed in the East, and that's the team you're going to have to beat. So you're going to have to show more of a competition against a team like the Pistons. The Celtics are still scary. I mean, the Knicks beat them last year, but they're still there. Other than those 2 teams, there should be no reason that the Knicks believe that they can't win the East, and there's no reason you should believe that the Knicks can't win the East. Again, they have struggled at times this season, but there is great depth on this team, amazing depth on this team. I believe that the Knicks can kill you from kind of any spot on the floor. I think Brunson is, when he has to take over, Captain Clutch takes over. Cat's defense is definitely a bit of a problem down low. I was talking about that with my buddies the other day. I think if you put Cat at the 4 and Mitch at the 5, that would have just been such a better defensive scheme instead of having Hart guard whoever's playing the 4. He's 6'5", 6'4", 6'3" himself. I don't love him at the 4. I never did. Josh Hart is a great player to have on your ball club, but I don't know. Regardless, this Knicks team is has championship aspirations, and I truly believe for the first time in a very long time that this Knicks team has a chance to win the NBA Finals and hoist a championship and a parade back to New York. We'll see, though. We'll see. We have plenty of season left and a long way to go before that, so we are all waiting for that. And that's that. You know what? I was going to talk about the U.S. Gold tonight, but I really wanted to get some live calls about that to hear some reactions. So maybe I'll save that for when I have some more people in here and we can do some live calls and things of that nature. So yeah, there's that. So little short live stream here today. Here, I know that it is kind of late. I'm kind of not doing this at a great time. It's 7:40. People back to school, back to work tomorrow after the snow day. But we'll go live again tomorrow afternoon. Hopefully catch me on your lunch break and things like that. We will get into things a little bit better. But yeah, that's that. So I really appreciate anyone who was watching and took the time to comment or just stuck around and listened to me for a little bit. We are trying to grow this channel, so I really have to do a better job of putting more videos out. The lives are easy. They're less editing for me and things of that nature. So I'm getting a little lazy. I really am. Things are backed up a little bit. But yeah, so thank you guys very much if you're watching in the future or you tuned in. And we will catch you on the next one. Thank you guys.